Hey everyone, how you doing? Welcome back to Cinema Chat in my car. Oh, wait a minute, you probably don't recognize me. Hey, it's me, Todd. How you doing? I just wanted a little funny bit only because today we're talking about Superman. Clark Kent, Superman. Clark Kent, Superman. So anyway, I've been chomping at the bit to try to do this video for this movie because it's a lot to it. There's a lot to it. And I'm excited about it because if you can't tell, I really enjoyed it. There's a lot to break down about this movie. Plus, I'm a huge Superman fan. So there's a little background I want to give you anyway. But I promise I'm going to try to keep this short and sweet, and I will not take up too much of your time. I am honored that everybody is tuning in to watch these videos, and I understand your time is just as important as everybody else's, and I'm going to try to keep it short, okay? But if I go a little bit over, that's why. So anyway, first off, I'm a huge Superman fan. So cinematically, Superman has always been my favorite superhero. I'm going to show my age here. I was born in 1970. So in 1978, I was in the theater watching Superman on the big screen for the first time. My entire family went. My mom and dad surprised us with a showing, and I loved it. One of my favorite quotes in the entire movie came from my mother afterwards when she said, "Oh, I'll fly with him any day." My little 8-year-old mind didn't process that the way she meant it. It's just a comical thing that I think of a lot over the years. Anyway, when I saw the movie, it was just amazing. It was a cinematic event for me. It shaped my movie-going world for quite a while. Biggest event I had before that was Star Wars. So you can imagine these two together really just blew my little 7 and 8-year-old mind. So therefore, I've always been a fan. But I always put a little exclamation point on that by saying, I have not loved Superman in the movies my entire life. Everybody's probably, oh, it's a Superman movie, you're going to love it. Not quite. Superman 2 came out and it was great, but there was a lot of flaws that I wasn't, highly jazzed about by some things, but it was an entertaining movie. And I have to admit, even though Christopher Reeve is cinematically my favorite Superman of all time, and he's one of the best performances I've ever seen, even he admits number 3, number 4, they were not that good. When you got to pick Richard Pryor as your main villain in number 3, that started off with some problems. And number 4 was just horrific. So, first one, mwah, amazing. Second one was great. The last 2, awful. Then we get to 20 years later, we got Superman Returns. I'm a fan of Brandon Routh, however you want to say it. And a lot of people think it's very controversial for me to say that. I thought he was decent in the role for what he was trying to do. Unfortunately, he wasn't given much to do. I thought the script was horrible. I thought the action was non-existent. Boring, mediocre, blah, just any other icky word you want to think of. That's what I thought of the movie. It was just downright a snore fest. So was not a big fan of that, even though I really give Brandon credit for doing what he did. Then we move on to Henry Cavill era, which is really where I'm going to get controversial. I thought physically he's the most amazing Superman you have ever seen on screen. He fits the role. He is big, beefy Superman. But I wasn't a huge fan of not only the movies themselves, but his portrayal. Because I'm a big believer in if you play Superman, you got to play Clark Kent right, too. He did not play a good Clark Kent, so it turned me off a little bit. Plus, for me, Superman has always been about hope and joy and bringing good to the world. And just good is the best word you can think of when you think of him. I didn't see that in Man of Steel or Dawn of Justice or Justice League. I thought it was very dark films, and it just wasn't my cup of tea. So, now, that all prefaced, what did I think of Superman from 2025, David Corenswet as the Man of Steel and as Clark Kent, the mild-mannered reporter? Loved it! I thought it was fantastic. There's a lot going on in this movie, so I can easily say I could see why people are not drawn to this movie after they see it, like some of us are. There's so many characters, there's so much going on, there's about 3 or 4 different plot lines, but it works. I was so surprised. When I was watching trailers and everything, I was amazed how much was being stuffed into this movie, and it scared me. But I have to say, James Gunn, who we all know from Guardians of the Galaxy fame and Marvel fame, he's blasted the DC universe wide open, and this is a great first movie for them. Superman's got a lot going on. Usual cast of characters. We got Perry White. We have Jimmy Olsen. We have Lex Luthor. We have Lois Lane. This is probably single-handedly one of the best pairings I've seen of Superman / Clark Kent and Lois Lane since the original movie. The two actors, Rachel Brosnahan and David Corn Sweat, are amazing together. There's one scene, obviously, that you've seen in the trailer where reporter Lois Lane interviews Clark Kent, but as Superman. And the dynamic between those two is just incredible. That's one of the scenes that really sets the foundation for how this movie is going to roll out. However, there's a lot of new characters in this movie. We got Metamorpho, we got Terrific, Mr. Terrific, we have Green Lantern, Hawkgirl, and my favorite character in this entire movie is Krypto. That damn dog steals the whole movie. He's not in a whole lot of scenes, but the ones he's in, just hysterically funny and entertaining. And there's a part in this movie, which I'm not giving a lot away, that it shows the heart of the movie, but really the goodness and the heart of Superman. Because when Krypto goes missing, there's one line he does where he bursts into somebody's office and he says, "Where's the dog?" And that just struck me with a chord like you wouldn't believe, because I'm like, he is so concerned about this feline friend, or not feline, sorry. I had a cat. I always think feline. But his furry little friend, that he's just angry that he's not around and he must find him. And I just thought that was such a cool piece of this movie. But it also goes to a lot of parts of the movie where you see Superman just trying to be good. I mean, he talks about not wanting to kill a kaiju and sending him to some interplanetary zoo instead. I mean, it sounds so absurd, but it works. And if I'm jumping all over the place, I apologize, but that's kind of how this movie is. There's a lot going on. But overall, Superman has to save the day. He has the Justice Gang, which is helping him out, which those characters are great. Nathan Fillion as Green Lantern is fantastic. I do hear there's a TV show coming to Max about the Green Lanterns that he's going to be in, and I can't wait to see even more of him. But anyway, to go back to Superman, David Corn Sweat just infuses the character with personality, which is what's been missing so much in the last Superman movies. He's funny, he's witty, he's compassionate, but he's the type of guy that you feel you just sit down and have a beer with. You don't look at him and see this alien from another planet with superpowers that he could crush everybody. You just see this normal guy trying to do good. And that's what Superman is. That's what's always resonated with me. And that's why I think this movie works so well, is his performance and all the other characters meld so well, which goes to the fact of the script is strong. The action is amazing. And the direction is spot on. I mean, I know I've said that in other reviews, but those are usually the three benchmarks that if those three can cohabitate well, you've got yourself a good flick. And James Gunn, the director, did a fantastic job. Therefore, as you can see my excitement, as you can see everything that's been going on, this movie's fantastic. If it can be seen on the big screen, I highly advise you go see this on the big screen. This is a big movie, but it's got a lot of little stuff in it, which really gives the movie heart. It gives the movie character, and it's appealing to anybody that can see it. Most people know the origin story of Superman. That's one of the reasons they didn't want to rehash it, but they do speak on it a little bit all throughout the movie. They talk about Jor-El and his mother. They talk about Krypton, the planet he's from, but they also focus a lot on Mon-Pa Kent, who are his parents here on Earth. And this is, again, I keep going to the best of, but this is the best portrayal I've seen of his parents in a movie as well. They're funny, they're heartwarming, they're just down-home Southern folk, which is who they really are from the comic books. And there's a lot of scenes in here which are very heart-wrenching, and they tug at your heartstrings, which makes this a very emotional movie. I'm going to sum this up because I know I'm hitting the 10-minute mark and I don't want to take too much more of your time. Couple things. We know Krypto's amazing because he just stole the movie from me. But there's like a little antagonistic relationship between him and Superman throughout the movie. But I'm not giving any spoilers away, but there are 2 end credit scenes, and the first end credit scene has to do with Superman and Krypto. It will tear your heart out because it is so sweet. And it's a very quick little scene. The other part is at the very end of the movie, before the credits start rolling, you see a little scene between Clark looking back on his childhood with his parents. And there's one scene where, I'm not going to give it away too much, but his father lifts him up into the sky, making it seem like he's flying when he's a little boy. Just amazing. It almost made me cry on that one. So in essence, that's kind of what this movie is all about. It's about heart, it's about goodness, but it's also about teamwork and just relationships in general. So huge thumbs up. You need to go see Superman. Even if you have to wait until it comes on streaming, that's fine. But you know what? It is what it is. It's just, I think it's a lot of fun. And being a Superman fan all my life, and a very selective Superman fan, I have to add, this one blew me away, and it has been the movie I've been waiting for decades. So go see it. It's amazing. Have to tell you, cinema chat in my car has been a lot of fun, but sometimes I sit here with the air off and I am sweating my butt off right now. So I'm going to go, and I'm going to let you guys go too. So thank you for tuning in. Thank you for watching my video. And until next time, go to the movies and enjoy yourself. And when I go to the movies next, I will sit right here and tell you how it went from cinema chat in my car. Thank you guys. We'll see you next time. Bye-bye.